Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mid-Atlantic Mauling League's Chaos Cup. We're in week number 7 of 9, and we're at the top of Division A for this game this evening. Tonight, we're going to have the Fishy Fiends versus Pain and Killers, Ajax versus Eric, Chaos Renegades versus Dark Elves. Let's take a look at the standings before we take a look at the two teams. Welcome, everybody, back to the stream for our second game today. We're in Division A for this game, and in first place is our home team tonight. Ajax is the Fishy Fiends, their Chaos Renegades team. They're in first place with a record of 4-1-1 with BB Nuts, Believe, Broncos in second, very close behind. They're a Nurgle team with a record of 4-1-0, tied in points. They're differentiated by just 1 point of TD differential. In third place, JD Whitey's Blitzburg Steelers. They're a Skaven team. They are 3-3-0. In Division B, currently in first place is Spire's Philosopher's Song. They're a Lizardman team. They are 3-2-1 with a very different team. In second place, Cobblestorm's Goddard Gets. They're a Goblin team. They're 3-1-1. And we're back to Lizards in third place with Berserker Tempest, Vesuvian Lavabacks. They're in third place with a 3-0-3 record. And in Division C, in first place is Doug, the Minotaur's Dinabel Darlings. They're a Dwarven team. They're 5-0-0. Moob, with their win earlier this evening, and the NC Snakes, they move into second place. They're a Dark Elf team. They're 4-2-0. And Clypheus's Odin at Snuffle is a Norse team in third place. They're 3-1-1. The home team, as mentioned, is going to be the Fishy Fiends. This is Chaos Renegades team coached by Ajax. 11 players on this roster, coming in at a TV of 1,165,000 gold. They have the 3 big guys. Chaos Renegades can pick up 3 big guys of 4. They have 3 big guys on the roster. They have a bunch of linemen. They have a Dark Elf, a Skaven, an Orc, and of course a Goblin. 1 Oppo, 4 dedicated fans, 2 rerolls. They're going to be up against the Dark Elves of Pain and Killers, coached by Eric. They have just 10 on the roster. The number 8 lineman will not be starting this evening due to an injury. TV of 1,020,000 gold. They're going to have to pick up 140,000 gold worth of journeyman. That means just 5K in petty cash going to the Dark Elf team. There's nothing they can do with that, so it's going to come down to the rosters. 4 blitzers, all 4 blitzers on this roster, a bunch of linemen, 1 Oppo, 2 dedicated fans, 3 rerolls. How are these two teams going to play tonight? We'll talk about the visiting team first. This Dark Elf team, I think, is in a pretty good spot. They have 3 rerolls. Their opponent has 2. They have 4 blitzers with the block skill. The opponent, I believe, only has 2 blockers. 2 of those blitzers are blodgers. There's only 1 tackle piece on the opposing team. Of course, Pain and Killers has a tackle piece as well. Both teams with 1 tackler and both teams with 2 dodgers. Of course, the number 5 lineman here has strip ball as well, and this is going to be an important piece for this roster. We've seen Dark Elves played before. They're elves. They're very agile. They're pretty speedy. And the Dark Elves are pretty resilient with their AV of 9+. So what the Dark Elves are going to do is they're just going to spread out. They're going to score when they can. They're going to keep that ball far away from the action. They're going to use their speed to move that ball a great distance in a short amount of time. But in this particular matchup, I think Pain and Killers has a little bit of advantage in the Bashy game here, which is not something you often say about these about an Elven team. They have a number of block pieces, 4 block pieces, 2 of which are blodgers. The Chaos Renegades, of course, have a significant strength advantage in those 3 big guys, all with a strength of 5. They also all have Mighty Blow. 2 of them have Frenzy. Ajax's team only has 2 players with the block skill compared to those 4 blitzers on the Dark Elf team. Ajax is going to have to lean into these big guys, lean into Mighty Blow and Frenzy to try to guarantee those knockdowns. But the problem is there's only 2 rerolls on this roster. So what's he going to do? It's going to come down... I think a very important part of this game is going to come down to these tackle pieces. Again, each side has 1 tackle piece. Each side has 2 dodgers. Those 2 dodgers for the Dark Elf team, those are blodgers. So this tackle piece is going to be very, very important in this matchup. You'll... keep an eye out on number 13 here. Warren Bad Luck, the human lineman here, has the block skill, has tackle as well. Probably going to be a linebacker on defense. Needs to really position this piece to negate that block. I'm sorry, the dodge on those blodgers, or else the Fishy Fiends are looking at needing a POW against those blodgers, and they don't have a lot of people with block to do that with, so it can be very, very scary, especially with the 2 rerolls. Otherwise, a turn by turn, I think the Fishy Fiends are going to be looking to leverage these Strength 5 players. I think it's going to be absolutely pivotal for this Chaos Renegades team to ensure they're getting their 3-die blocks on these big guys. That's the way they're going to keep their blocks reliable. That's the way they're going to keep their team safe and keep those rerolls for when they really need them. It's going to come down to those 3-die blocks on the big guys. If they can get the 3-die blocks, they're rolling 3, maybe even 6 dice with Frenzy on the Minotaur and the Rat Ogre, and then they can get that POW that they're looking for, especially on those blodgers. Now, Mighty Blow kicks in. Now you're looking at an 8+ to break armor. Maybe even a 7+ to break armor. Well, there's no Witch Elf, so 8+ to break armor. But still, that's pretty good, right? So now, so I think that's how the Chaos Renegades come out tonight. But they have to really watch out for all that block. It's not a whole lot of block on the opposing team, but compared to this team here, it's a lot of block. The other thing to watch out for, of course, too, is that strip ball player. There's a strip ball player on the Dark Elf team. You can bet that Eric's going to be looking for an opportunity to get dice on the ball, and it doesn't have to be 2 dice. It doesn't even have to be 1 die. It could be an uphill block on the ball carrier. He just needs that push to get the ball out of the hands of this Renegade team, and if he can do that, he's in good shape. Not just because the Renegade team loses the ball, but now the Dark Elf team, even if they don't recover the ball, the Renegades team, or maybe not probably, but they might be inclined to try to recover this ball with a player who they don't want to score with, can't score with, that's going to force a handoff. These Renegades hate each other. At least the positionals, the Orc, the Skaven, and the Dark Elf, hate each other with that animosity. That's another die roll you've got to worry about. So it could be a little scary. Watch out for those tackle pieces. Watch out for that strip ball piece, and watch out for the positioning on the pitch for these 3 big guys. Ajax, I think, absolutely needs to get those 3-die blocks on these big guys at all times. That Rat Ogre absolutely has to have a piece beside him to guarantee that he's activating every single turn. If Eric can find a way to break any one of these 3 pieces of the strategy, I think Eric can come out on top tonight. If not, Ajax is rolling a lot of dice and has a number of Mighty Blow players. So it's anybody's ball game. These are 2 fantastic coaches. They're vying for some of the top spots here in Division A. We'll see how this plays out. Again, no money in the inducement phase, just 5K. There's nothing you can do with that, so it's just going to come down to these rosters. And we'll get into game 2 here. Game 3, I guess? Game 3 tonight. This is going to be a good one. This is going to be a very good game. It looks to be clear skies, although I said that last time it was very sunny. Maybe this is very sunny. I'll check. I'll check after the coin toss. Eric looking to potentially end up in 4th place with a win here this evening. Of course, the Fishy Fiends looking to hold on to that 1st place spot. They are tied in terms of league points with the 2nd place team. So a win, very important, I think, for the Fishy Fiends to ensure that they can stay at the top of the division and in those top 2 slots in order to guarantee that they make the cut. The top 2 teams from each division will make the cut, as well as the 2 best 3rd place teams in each between the 3 divisions, rather. Here's the coin toss. Pain and Killers wins the coin toss, and they're going to choose to be on defense. Perfect conditions, perfect weather for this game. So you can see the 2 journeymen on the line. Journeymen are your standard linemen. Except they also come with this loner nega trait. So if they want to use a team reroll, it can be very risky. Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone to the stream. Anchor defense for the Dark Elves. Oh, you know what? Ninja Gloppy was here in our first game, and I forgot to shout him out. Let me shout him out here. Ninja Gloppy. Ninja Gloppy is a really good Rocket League player, also a great software developer. Made a couple of really fun mods for Rocket League. If you like Rocket League, be sure to give Ninja Gloppy a follow. Made a like a meme sound mod for Rocket League. Also made a really cool mod where the viewers can interact with Ninja Gloppy's game and like redirect the car and stuff. It's really cool. So you should have given check them out. It's a lot of fun. 5 on the line here for the Fishy Fiends. Three big guys on the line, of course. Going to be very important to get those 3-die blocks with these big guys. The Rat Ogre guaranteed to activate so long as there is a friendly player next to them. Otherwise, they've got to take the risk on the Animal Savagery roll. Darth Pointy Pony back to receive. Deep kick by the Dark Elves. And it's going to stay clear skies for this game. Ball kick to the 18-yard line over in the right wide zone. Turn 1 underway. Ace formation for this offense. 5 on the line. 2 in either wide zone. A mark taken on the number 9 lineman for the blitz. 2-die blitz. Gets a knockdown thanks to the block skill. Breaks armor, and that is a removal. 1-man player advantage on the very first block of the game. The Fishy Fiends with the player advantage. Repositioning that blitzer to get the assist on the left defensive end. 3-die block, but the Ogre gets a pal. Looking for an 8+ on the Journeyman. Another armor break. Gets a stun out of this. Number 12 moves in for the 3-die. Gets the number 10 Dark Elf lineman. Gets a pow out of this. Another armor break and another removal. Again, it's all about getting those 3-die blocks to ensure you get the knockdown so you can trigger Mighty Blow. 2-man player advantage now for the Fishy Fiends. Final 3-die block on the line. This is going to be a push into a frenzy follow-up here. 2-die frenzy, or I'm sorry, 3-die frenzy follow-up into a push again. Has to follow up here as well. Got the 6 dice on that block. Didn't get the knockdown. Had to follow up. So now the number 1 Minotaur, a kind sir, the Abyssal Bull, forward of the offensive line. 2+ pickup in the right wide zone works out. No problem for Darth Pointy Pony. Moves the ball up to the 16-yard line. Turn 1 to Painting Killers. Two-die blitz to get things started on the Goblin in the left wide zone. Gets the pal, looking for an 8+. Use that tackle blitzer to negate the dodge skill. Didn't break armor though. Tackle player here, tackle player here. Keep an eye on them. Dark Elves applying pressure on the left side of the pitch. Here comes the number 3 Blodger. Haithluiel Roto. I'm certain I got that name 100% correct. The other Blodger is Constance, moves over in the right wide zone. In the secondary currently. One die block on the Minotaur. Tries to take out this Minotaur, gets a push out of it. Trying to decide whether it's better to get the Minotaur off of him or try to pick the Minotaur off. He's going to say, get off of me. I think that's the right call. Moves that Minotaur right back onto the line with the rest of his teammates. Turn 2 now for the Fishy Fiends. Fishy Fiends with nobody to block here in turn 2. Being held to a blitz. They do have 4 free players over here to try to cage up the ball. Doesn't want to have to commit to the right wide zone. Is going to move the ball up to center pitch. Tackle player is free. That's number 13 here. Bad luck. Probably going to try to blitz down the number 3 blodger here. Can negate that dodge skill. Frees up another die face to try to get the knockdown. Yeah, there's the assist on number 3. Black Wolf rooting for this offense. Wants to see the Chaos Renegade team stay at the top of the charts. There's the cage on the ball. 2 assists now against the number 3 blitzer. Gonna blitz with the Rat Ogre. 3 die blitz with the Rat Ogre. That's not going to cut it. Will the reroll be spent here? Doesn't spend the reroll. I think that's fair. And got stunned. So didn't take it with the player that had block and tackle. Took it with the Rat Ogre instead. Didn't work out. The Rat Ogre got knocked down and stunned. Now painting killers on turn 2. They're not going to have to worry about that Rat Ogre for at least a turn. In order to guarantee that Rat Ogre activates, it means a friendly piece will have to be beside the Rat Ogre as well. Won't get to activate on turn 3, but will stand up on turn 4. We'll see if the drive still stays around center pitch by that time. Fail the 2+ dodge out of the gate here. Decided not to re-roll that. That's going to be a null turn. And got KO'd as well. So started the turn with a 2+ dodge, failed the 2+ dodge, didn't spend the re-roll, got KO'd. 3-man player advantage now for the Fishy Fiends. 2 die block on number 3. Gets a POW here. Took it with the Wrestle Skaven. So that can make the block skill not a problem. Got the knockdown. So after the null turn by the defense, the offense is going to have an opportunity to keep this Rat Ogre in the drive, and that's very important. Those 3 big guys are the stars of the show. Number 16, Goblin, moves forward of the line, takes a mark on number 6 and number 11. These are two linemen on the Dark Elf team. SB Beaver demands Death Boot Polish says, my favorite type of game is to watch is when Knuffle is ornery. 3-die blitz by the Minotaur. Got the POW here again, looking for 8+ with Mighty Blow. On the blitz, picks up 1 point of strength due to horns. That means 1 assist. Can often make that a 3-die block. And got another KO. A 4-man player advantage for the Fishy Fiends. Making very good use of Mighty Blow on these 3 big guys. I think every single block has been a 3-die block. We talked about how important that would be, and Ajax is well aware of that fact. Fails the boneheaded roll on the Ogre. The Ogre loses an action and loses his tackle zones. Number 13 is going to fill in that front left corner as a result, and I'll turn 3 back to painting killers. Yeah. SB Beer says, I think we need to up all elf armor by at least 2 points. I am pretty sure nobody on the planet agrees with that. Not a soul. All right, starting to apply pressure on the cage here, marking out the 2 players on the right side of the cage. I stand corrected. Moop says, I would love AV11 plus blitzers on my Dark Elf team. Here's the strip ball blitzer. Bull, big dodge. Big dodge here. Got through the dodge. Didn't even need a push. Got the POW. You can't pick that ball up. Get out of here. Nuffle already granted you a wish. The ball's going to bounce into the hands of the Skaven player on the back left corner of the cage. 5+ dodge on the strip ball blitz. Works out on the reroll here. Gets the POW. But then the Skaven player recovers the ball. So the reason he applied a mark here is so when he came in on this blitz, these 2 players can no longer lend an assist. They're marked by this player. I need to watch where I put my circles and dots. Turn 4 now for the Fishy Fiends. Move said that was almost the best scatter possible until the down Rat Ogre batted it back to the Skaven. Yeah, that tail, man. He may be stunned, but that tail's whipping the ball back to the teammate. SP Beaver says, was that a rush as well? I don't know. It was. It was a rush blitz. Another failed boneheaded roll by Festung. The boneheaded, the barnacled, the number 2 Ogre, staring off into space, has no idea what he's supposed to do. Kind of like me at work. Under a minute to go here in turn 4 for the Fishy Fiends. They've got 2 of their 3 rerolls remaining. Two-die block on the number 1 blitzer, gets a knockdown here. Remember, these elves are the resilient elves. They have an AV of 9, save for just a few pieces, the witch elves, which are not on this roster. And already 4 removals here thanks to Mighty Blow. Two-die block on number 5, gets a POW out of this. Two-die block on Constance will be a dodge push. Black Wolf of the Deep on the block, the rookie lineman. Fishy Fiends on the bonus clock. Currently have the ball on their own 6-yard line in the hands of their fastest player. Double time Skitterwake. Level 2 Skaven player has the wrestle skill. Darth Pointy Pony is going to stand back up. Might be a handoff attempt here. If so, it'll be a 2+ back to Darth Pointy Pony. There's the handoff, works out. Well done. So it's really two 2+s because of that animosity roll that we talked about in the pregame. And that's exactly that blitz. That's exactly what we were talking about in the pregame as well, where after the blitz, that ball got loose, and now the Fishy Fiends had the ball in the hands of someone that maybe they didn't want the ball to be in the hands of, so they had to roll that extra die to get it back into the hands of the Dark Elf player. Did not block or blitz with the Rat Ogre, so the Rat Ogre 4+ on the stand-up works out. 2-die blitz with the Minotaur, gets a push to a 2-die frenzy follow-up. Got a POW. Looking for an 8+ against this journeyman. Didn't get it. Elden Marino, welcome to the stream. Elden Marino says, I think I need Ajax to lose and Eric to not win, so bring on the skulls. Turn 4 for Pin and Killer's final turn of the first quarter coming up. They're on defense right now. The ball is yet to cross the line of scrimmage. One die block on the ball carrier. One die blitz on the ball carrier. Gets a POW out of this. And this time, this gaming player cannot catch that ball. So the strip ball player on the blitz again. This time gets a POW, gets the knockdown. The ball is going to scatter back to the 8-yard line. Failing a 2+ dodge again. Big pickup here. Wow, big die rolls here for Pain and Killers. Didn't get it this time. That was a 5+ pickup. Didn't work out. The ball's going to scatter back to the 10. Turn 5 for the Fishy Fiends. SP Beaver says, okay, maybe I need strip ball on the War Dancers. Strip ball on at least War Dancer, on at least one War Dancer, I would always do. A strip ball War Dancer is a menace, especially at low TV, when nobody has sure hands. So went in for the 5+ pickup with the blodger, didn't get it. Ball scattered back to the 10. Elder Marina says a strip ball War Dancer is a foul target. Absolutely. Absolutely true. But also at low TV, most people don't have tackle unless you're up against dwarves. Bootfella says a War Dancer is a foul target. Let's just be honest. An elf is a foul target. 2-9 block gets number 5 here. Gets a push. Push into a chain push here. Both teams in a massive scrum here at center pitch. Two dice on Zellerang Carnage, the number 5 lineman, gets the knockdown here. That's just that strip ball lineman looking for a 9+. Doesn't get it. Fishy Fiends back on the bonus clock. They get a mark on the ball. 2 marks on the ball, one with the Rat Ogre, one with Black Wolf of the Deep, and now another with Murghul the Mad, the number 16 Goblin. Hey, that's me! Two-die block against number 3 Blitzer. This is going to be a dodge push. Pushes an elf away. One of the 2 blodgers. The other one is next to the ball. It's number 2. 3-die block on number 2 by the Rat Ogre is going to be a pow. An 8+ is going to break armor. Doesn't get the armor break. Darth Pointy Pony on the recovery there. Works out 2+ dodge to a 2+ pickup. The Fiends back in possession of this ball. .40 seconds down on this clock. Painting Killers with 1 re-roll to go. Very aggressive defense so far. Went in on a 5+ dodge to a strip ball blitz. That worked out. Then went for a 5+ pickup a couple of turns later. That did not work out. And now the Fiends back in possession of the ball. The Fiends are on offense. SP Beaver says the stats have to be made up. No one makes 9 of 9 rushes. They are absolutely true. What kind of elf fails 2 out of 11 dodges? Embarrassing. Disgusting. 35 seconds left on the clock for Painting Killers. Good 2+ dodge on the blitz. 1-die blitz gets a push against Darth Pointy Pony. Uses the team reroll looking for the knockdown. Doesn't get it. Had that tackle skill. Could have done with a defender stumbles result, but only gets a push out of this. Pushes the ball back 1 space, and the blitzer will stay put. Not going to give that block back to the offense. Good 2+ dodge by the downfield blodger. Haith Louis El Roto. So easy. I say that so gracefully. Number 1 spoken like a true native. Oh, are you a fellow Dark Elf? I am. Haith Louis El Roto. Number 1 blitzer moves back into the secondary here. Now that the offense has recovered the ball. Turn 6 for the Fishy Fiends. They have 3 turns to get on the board. Should I get my car washed tomorrow? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it's still in winter dirt mode. I don't think I need to get the car washed until April. The Ogre repositions to mark the number 3 blitzer, whose name I've never once gotten wrong in any capacity whatsoever. 51 seconds on the clock for the Fiends. Still have 2 rerolls. They're the only team with rerolls left in this half. Here's the blitz on the blodger. 2-die blitz gets a push. Bad luck with the tackle skill, but again, well, bad luck. The player has the tackle skill, but also bad luck with the tackle skill. Setting up a pocket over in the left wide zone. Darth Pointy Pony going to advance to the 2-yard line. There it is, crosses the line of scrimmage. And the Fishy Fiends back on the bonus clock. Fills in the gap on the front left corner here to protect the ball carrier. Fairly well secured here in the left wide zone. Still has a number of players to activate. 3-die block with the Minotaur. Gets a push. Frenzy follow-up into a 3-die. Gets another push out of this. It can be so tough when you don't have block and your opponent does. Three minutes, 10 seconds left on the bonus clock for the Fishy Fiends. Ajax availing themselves of that bonus clock. If you have resources, you should absolutely spend it. 3-die follow-up here with the Rat Ogre. And again gets a push due to block. Can't knock Constance down. Only Marina says, you can also say it can be so tough when your opponent has 3 strength 5 players and you don't. Yes. Yes, it can. Turn 6 for Pain and Killers. 3 dice and Frenzy. I mean, why stop there? It can be tough when your opponent has scored more touchdowns and you haven't. Eric, with the aggressive defense, has not dipped into bonus clock too much. Is out of rerolls, though. Try and find a way to stop this score. Ball's currently on the Pain and Killer's own 2-yard line. They've got to defend the pitch for 2 more turns. If you're new to the game of Blood Bowl, the reason why Strength 5 is so good, let's do a little math. Standard strength is 3. The way blocking works is you compare your strength to your opponent's strength. If the strength is equal, you roll 1 die. If your strength is greater than theirs, you roll 2 dice. And if your strength is more than double theirs, you roll 3 dice. You pick one of those dice to be the actual result, and it works both ways. So if your opponent has more strength than you, it's still 2 dice being rolled, but they're going to pick the die. So if I have a strength of 3 and you have a strength of 3, that's 1 die, right? The thing to keep in mind is you get assists on these. Each assist effectively gives you a strength of 1. 3 deaths incoming. So if I have a strength of 3 plus an assist, I have obviously 4. 4 is greater than 3, I get 2 dice. Let's say my opponent has a strength of 5 and I have a strength of 3. Now I need, let's say, let's put this in a square. This is the 5 player. This is the 3 player, right? 1 assist gives me strength of 4 to 5. That's still an uphill block. 1 more assist gives me 5 to 5. That's a 1 die block. One more assist gives me a 2-die block. I am dedicating 4 players to get that 2-die block on the on the strength 5 player. That's a lot of players. Conversely, if I have 5 and I'm up against 3, 2 assists give me a 3-die block. That's huge. And don't forget, the Minotaur, where are you at, buddy? The Minotaur has horns. So if he's going to blitz, he gets an extra strength automatically. So just 1 assist is going to give him the 3-die block in that scenario. Blitz in the left wide zone, gets a stun on the blitzer. Big stun here in turn 7. What black magic is he doing? What is this math? He's a witch. See if... Throw him in the lake, see if he... No, wait, it's got to be mathy. Make him reduce a lambda calculus function. See if he can do it. Good rush to fill in the gap in the back right corner of the ball. Just happy Ava's finally using math I can understand. Elder Marina says, uphill skilled block versus an unskilled opponent is much better than you think. Absolutely. Absolutely true. Death by craft cheese singles. Oh boy, that would be a terrible punishment. Turn 7 for Painting Killers. They've got 1 turn to stop this score. The ball is on the opposing 14-yard line, just off that left sideline. Can Eric pull this off? If so, they'll be on offense to start the second half of this game and be in pretty good shape. If not, they might be playing for a draw. Elder Marina says, YOLO uphill blitz. So there's the blitzer over here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's too far away to get on the ball carrier without dodging. Can dodge with number 2 to get around on a 1-die blitz, but that's without the tackle skill. Five seconds left on the clock. No rerolls left for Painting Killers. Each one of these die rolls is very scary. If you need to make a 2-die, or if you need to make a 2+ die roll, like a 2+ elf dodge, a 1 in 6 chance you fail. With a reroll, it's a 1 in 36 chance you fail. That's a huge difference. Eric rightfully taking their time here, trying to figure out the best play. This is the turn that they have to stop the score. Elder Marina says he should go with the strip ball guy. 1 dodge, 2 rushes to a 1-die. That's exactly what he's going to do. Oh! Taking the blitz on the Skaven player, though. Gets a push here. They reposition number 5. Another rush. There it is. Gets a mark on the front of the ball carrier. Two plus to get the journeyman into position. Oh, failed the rush! So now it's a matter of getting number 5 off the ball carrier. 3 die block. Against the number 1 blitzer. Gets a pow out of this. Here's the blitz. Needs a knockdown. Only got a push out of this. Uses a team re-roll. Got the pow he was looking for. Will not follow up here. Gets the knockdown that frees up the ball carrier. It's going to be a 1-0 ball game. The Fishy Fiends are going to take the lead. Very well done. One more turn left in the half. Got the pow he was looking for to free the ball carrier. Without that pow, there would have been a dodge involved. Fishy Fiends to set up their defense. There's just one turn left in the half. Unless there's a timeout, they're going to screen out the end zone, put 3 on the line. Everybody else is safe and protecting that end zone just in case. Putting 2 of the big guys on the line to not give up free blocks against the opponent. Not putting that Rat Ogre on the line, though, as it's so important. Besides, you know what? The Minotaur's not going on the line either. Painting Killers set up their offense. Nothing to do here but to get some SPP. Only got back 1 KO, by the way. Oh, jeez. Well, Painted Killers will get another opportunity to re-roll these guys onto the pitch for the second half of the game. It's a 4+ for each player. You roll a d6 for each 4+ you roll. One of these players is going to come back on the pitch. So Painted Killers not just looking for SPP, but looking for some removals that will stick. As they're currently down 3, they're hoping to get all 3 back for the second half. Very, well, not that deep. Cheering fans. So the ref decides for 1 turn. For 1 turn, he's got an eye on you. No fouling. He's got an eye on you. But just for the next 2 minutes. He's a busy man. 2-9 block on the left defensive end. Gets a knockdown here. Looking for a Big 10+. No armor break. 2-9 on the right defensive end. Gets a pow. 9+ this time. No armor break. Blitz on the Ogre. 2-9 blitz on the Ogre. Gets the knockdown. Looking for a 10+. Breaks armor! Only gets a stun. He could get 7 assists on a foul, but can't do it because that ref, he knows what's up. He's watching. So I think that'll be the turn. Not going to risk this foul and hope these 3 KOs come back onto the pit. He might be thinking about it. He is under scrutiny. Oh, is he going to do it? He's got to risk it. 3+ to break armor if he gets all these assists. There it is. 5, 6. 7 assists. The Journeyman needs a 3+. Looking for a removal here. The Journeyman will get called off. Got nothing out of it. Journeyman gets called off the pitch. And that's a permanent removal. Thought it was worth it to go after the Ogre. Didn't get it. Got called off. 1-0 the score. Painted Killers will be on offense to start saying, oh no! That can't be! That can't be! Didn't get back a single KO! Not one! And now it's going to be a 4-man player advantage for the defense. Unbelievable. (11v7) on the pitch, a significant player advantage for this defense. Boot Polish says, I respect the total disrespect of the ref. Yeah, Eric thought it was worth it to try to get one of those big guys off the pitch. Those 3 big guys are the stars of the show. Had an opportunity to go after the Ogre, said, you know what, I think it's worth it. 3+, let's hope I get lucky on the injury roll, but didn't happen. The injury roll is a 2d6. You roll on a table. It's 2 to 7 gets you a stun. 8 and 9 gets you a knockout, and 10 to 12 is an actual casualty. So to get that removal, you're looking for at least an 8+. 5 on the line for the defense. 3 currently on the line for the offense. Remember, this offense can dodge away. Positive dodges are all 2+. Constance the Blitzer back to receive. Here's the kick. Deep kick by the defense. It'd be weird if it was the offense. Kicked all the way back to the 22-yard line in the left wide zone. Turn 9 underway. Painting Killers down 4 players. Oh no! Fails the pickup right out of the gate. Spends a reroll to keep the ball alive. Painting Killers down to 2 rerolls. Nuffle not being kind. Good 2+ off the line. It's going to try to hold this defense to a blitz. Not moving anybody back toward the ball carrier. Dodges number 6 off the line into the left wide zone. Trying to prevent that fast skating player from getting down pitch. Number 7, Terror. The rookie lineman's going to move down pitch to the 8-yard line over the right wide zone. Turn 9 for the Fishy Fiends. If the Fishy Fiends win this game, they will have the most points in the league, or in the competition, with 16, beating out Doug the Minotaur's Dinner Bell Darlings, at least for the time being. Three-die blitz against the number 5 lineman on the right side here. Another removal by the Minotaur. A kind sir, the Abyssal Bull, with that removal. 5-man player advantage for the Fiends. Eight plus to break armor. Got rid of the strip ball lineman. 6 players left on the pitch for this Dark Elf team. Speed Beaver says, I'm having flashbacks from my last game. Such a significant player advantage at this point. I think the Fishy Fiends are going to lean heavily into the bashing game. You can see they took a mark on number 6. They'll almost certainly take a mark on number 7 as well. And just force the elves to roll dice. And if they fail, then they're going to get punched. There's a mark on number 1. Welmfoku. Pronounce that correctly, too. Fails the animal savagery roll with the Red Ogre, but that's why you keep somebody nearby. He has to beat him up and gets to activate. Now the Red Ogre with 2 rushes marks the ball carrier. Very well done by the Fishy Fiends. Under 2 minutes to go. Yeah, there are the marks on everybody. Turn 10 for Pain and Killers. 2 rerolls remaining. Can they get out of this predicament? I just went into my drawer. How long ago was this? 3 years, I guess. Anyway, I just found a letter addressed to me. It was a invitation to my buddy. Has twin son. He has 2 sons and a daughter. The sons are twins. It was an invitation to their B'nai Mitzvah, and it's addressed to me as Jedi Master, which is very cute. Tried to go for the pass here. Got through a bunch of dodges. Failed the pass. The ball's going to be on the ground. Had to do something big. He decided it was going to be the pass here. That was a very risky pass. Didn't work out. The ball's going to end up at the 4-yard line. Turn 10 now for the Fishy Fiends. Very, very risky pass there. That was a 5+, right? Yeah, 4+ -1. So 5+ on that pass. And it was going to be a marked pass as well. Maybe it was a punt? I'm not really sure. BB2 Zarek, I was going to pull that off. Two-die blitz. Gets a dodge push on Constance, the number 2 blitzer here. Constance tried to pull it off, but couldn't quite make it happen. Elder Bruno says, I will forever be salty about the existence of the passing skill. Why? The passing skill's been around forever, right? Gets the armor break. Every single one of these armor breaks, every stun, every KO, obviously every removal, but even every stun is a big loss when you're down so many players. That's very true. Yeah, the old rule set in the LRB. The LRB stands for Living Rulebook. A little history lesson. Blood Bowl started in the 80s, and it went through 3, technically 4 revisions. Although the fourth edition was just some rules in a pair of magazines. But after that, in the early 2000s, get out of here! Get out of here! Red Ogre TD by the Fishy Fiends! Two to 0 the score! 3 SPP, give him a TD! Hey, now some KOs come back for Pain and Killers. They're not out of, or they're not really out of this game yet, but it's quite the uphill battle at this point. They're gonna have 8 on the pitch. Completely casual thing to do. But after that, around the turn of the millennium, the game was kind of handed off to the community, so to speak, and there was a series of rules. Boy, the officious ref doesn't like number 10 for the Dark Elf team. And did he just click through? Doesn't like bad luck on the number 13 team as well. 3-die block against number 6. Gets a push here. But during that time, the rules were called the living rulebook, and it went through a number of iterations. Anyway, that's when you hear me say the LRB, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the living rulebook. And that was Blood Bowl up until 2016. But anyway, in those rules, there was no passing ability. This PA set didn't exist. Instead, passing, as El Nubarino pointed out, was assigned to, that was an agility role. So elves still had an edge of, it was actually called edge 4 at the time, but they had an edge of 2+. So they were nuts. It was absolutely nuts. 3-die frenzy follow up into a POW here. 8+ to break armor. You're right. It could have been a misclick. It could have certainly been a misclick. 2-die block on the number 3 blodger here. Gets a push. Pain and Killers, even if they lose this game, they're still in pretty good shape. They're in 5th place in Division A. They are very much still in the standings here, and can certainly make the cut. Yeah, that's a click through. That's a click through. So Eric clicking through here to end the game. Turn 12. The Fishy Fiends will take the blocks. They're going to try to pick up some SVP. Could I block on number 1? Gets a push. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah, I agree with you. Three-die frenzy follow-up gets the knockdown here. $40 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. No, I understand. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. That's what I'm gonna do. But yeah. Going for the foul with the Goblin here. Good pickup by double time Skitter Wake. Double time Skitter Wake. Gonna pick up another 3 SPP on the touchdown. Fourth quarter begins here. With the disposition of the offense here, I think if I were on defense, I'd just score. I mean, I'd take my blocks, of course, and I'd just score and try to score again. 3-die block against number 4. Gets a push here. 3-die frenzy follow-up. Gets the knockdown. Looking for an 8+. Doesn't get it. So, we've all been there. We've all been there We've all gotten salty. I get it. I absolutely get it, and I have sympathy for the situation. We've all lost our team. Some of us have been down to 3, 2 players, 1 player. But in a league environment, what's happening is that one team is arguably getting undue advantage, right? And to be clear, we have rules against that. I'm not saying it's just an unfortunate situation. Turn 14 now for the Fishy Fiends. Speak Beaver says, yeah, it took all I had to keep trying to get Scoutlands last week. Yeah. I mean, the thing with games, right, is that you're trying to win. You're trying to beat somebody. So it can feel real bad when you don't. Like, you know, we all understand the feeling. But, you know, no matter how good you are or bad or how a game goes, like, so long as you come out to play and try earnestly, that's good enough, right? And you're part of the tribe, and but you know, I mean, if I'm honest, you know, I've done similar. Like, you know, we've all experienced the feeling. Two-die block on the right side of the line here. Gets a push into a frenzy follow-up. 2 dice. Gets the knockdown. Turn 15 for Painting Killers. Painting Killers moving the Journeyman in the back left corner. to yell at the cheerleader. Here's the ball pickup. Gonna try to hand off for some SPP. Doesn't want to risk the rush. Makes sense. Wait, why is that a 5+? Where did he try to pass to? Oh, I see. Didn't get the pass off. Turn 15 now for the Fishy Fiends. Journey before the destination. Yep. I mean, I've said it before. I used to play fighting games competitively. Man, I've seen some things. Two-die block on number 3. This is the Blodrick. Gets a pow out of this. Fishy Fiends looking to make this a 4-0 ball game before time's up. Plus pickup by the human lineman. Fails the pickup. We'll spend the reroll here, I imagine. Fails the pickup. The ball's going to end up on the 18-yard line. Final turn of the game for Painting Killers. They're going to take a mark on number 7. The number of dodges for the blitz on number 11 gets the push out of this. Trying to stop this final score here. Constance on the blitz. This is the blodger. Pushes to the right, still marking the ball. So we're going to try to make this final score tough, or as tough as they can. Yep, there's a good dodge for 2 marks on the ball. Well done. Also just a good idea to get players safe. The prehensile tail adds a -1 to the dodge roll, so instead of a 2+, that was a 3+. Still works out. Final turn of this game. Fishy Fiends are going to win it at least 3-0. Can they make it 4-0 here in the final turn? Repositions the Rat Ogre for an assist. Here's the blitz. 2-die blitz. Gets the POW on Constance. Just needed a push to clear the ball, but got the POW. Gets no armor break out of this. So now a 4+ pickup, it seems. Gets the push with number 7. Good positioning with the blitzer to get another block out of this. So 4+ pickup for number 11 to a 3+ dodge. No! It's going to be Darth Pony on the... Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Well done. 4-0 will be the final. Brought in Darth Pony, the elf, to make the pickup. Does the handoff. And there's the score. Very well done. So 4-0 the final in this one. The Fishy Fiends are going to increase their lead. They're going to stay in first place here. They're 5-1-1. Congratulations to Ajax. We'll take a look at the schedule before we leave for the evening. All right. I feel obligated to say here. I don't wish to admonish anyone, especially on stream. But I do think it needs to be made clear. So, you know, this Blood Bowl's a fun game. I love this game. But we're here to compete, and see where we rank against each other. And part of that requires it requires a level of there needs to be there I don't know what words I want. I'm trying to choose them carefully. I do want to. I'll preface this by saying, I get it. I absolutely get it, and I think everyone does. You know, when you get smacked around, it's not fun. I understand that. And I want it to be clear that I do understand. I am not any better than that. Like, I get it. I really do. But when you're in a competitive environment where you're trying to, you know, do your best and everyone's trying to do their best, there's a dignity and sort of a respect of sportsmanship that needs to be honored. It just doesn't work if people aren't trying to win. There's a core conceit in gaming that everyone who is playing is trying to win, right? That's like you are agents, you are players within a set of restrictions, a set of rules, trying to maximize your payoffs, right? Trying to win, whether that's scoring points or whatever you need to do to win. That is just the definition of a game. So games don't work when that doesn't happen. So I do want to be clear that we want to make sure that sort of those ideals are respected. We also want to make sure that our coaches are respected. I don't want to let this go by implying it's okay. It's not. But I also don't want anyone to feel bad, because I get it. I understand it. So with that said, I'll leave it there on stream for now. But yeah. So anyway, let's take a look at the schedule before we leave here. Coming up next, we have 2 games this Saturday, March 29th, at starting at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. It's UTC -4. We get As Bad as Raiders versus Odin at Snuffle. That's Electric Bands versus Clypheus. I have no idea what these teams are. I think is it Necro versus Norse? Let's see. It's Undead. It's Undead versus Norse. Elden Brita says there's a third game. Oh, I'll at 3 o'clock. All right. Our first game will be at 3 o'clock, apparently, Eastern Daylight Time. I'll get that scheduled in a bit. But Electric Bands versus Clypheus, that will be Undead versus Norse. That'll be fun. And then immediately after that, at 9 o'clock p.m. at Eastern Daylight Time, we're going to have the Dream of Wish Foundation versus Gunnar Gets Nick Satan, current league champion, versus Cobblestorm. That will be the game I've been looking forward to all competition long, the Battle of the Stunties. That will be Halflings versus Goblins. That is this Saturday, March 29th at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's UTC -4. We have another game on Sunday, March 30th at 8:30 p.m. That will be Dinnerbell Darlings versus Entanglements, Doug the Minotaur versus Khan Kill. That will be Dwarves versus Imperial Nobility. And then on Monday, we have a doubleheader. We have the Dangerous Knights crew versus MAML Nightmares starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's Connor versus Festung. That's, I think, Dark Elves versus Necro. And then at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on Monday, March 31st, we have Conspicuous Disunion versus the Pip Stars. I'm pretty sure that's a Lizard Mirror match in my division. These Lizard teams, boy, oh boy. 3 teams left to be scheduled, although apparently 2 teams left to be scheduled. But either way, when those games get scheduled, you'll be able to check out and get alerted of those schedules on our website at maml.club. That's maml.club. Here on Twitch or on our social media pages on Blue Sky, X, and Facebook. You can also watch previous games on our YouTube channel. Play Blood Bowl, man. Play Blood Bowl. It's a really fun game. It can be frustrating, as any game can, but it is a lot of fun. You can play Blood Bowl via Blood Bowl 3 on Steam, the Epic Game Store, PlayStation, and Xbox, and in tabletop form at your friendly local game store. Until this Saturday, March 29th, at apparently 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, take care, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your Thursday evening.